Curiosity. What are you so curious about? Everything, Mr. Curiosity.
It's time for Mr. Curiosity podcast, and we have a new open that Claire, who is right here next to me, is working on. Here we go. Who, what, when, where, why?
Mr. Curiosity.
Isn't that good, guys?
Ooh.
This is a whole new realm, a new level.
So much so you call this the pod now.
It's the pod.
It's just
Was
the
that you guys
pod?
going to do the pod?
It's just the pod.
Wow.
But Claire said she's going to put a bass line in there.
Some guitar.
What else? Some guitar. This girl
beat.
does it all.
Nice.
Well,
Nice.
I mean, I heard, right, that you kind of made the intro song just on your phone.
On
like
my phone on an app years ago. I was like,
It's time for an upgrade.
It's time for an upgrade.
Just in time, Claire.
from some
Yeah.
real talent.
Joe, did you tell Claire that I play the saxophone too?
Are we going to bring
could-
this
yes.
in
we
too?
could alto sax, definitely.
Oh, that's cool, Mindy.
Joe's
be like-
laughing because I'm not very good.
No, I don't know. I remember you did something in the backyard, didn't you? Years
Yeah,
ago?
yeah,
Hey, if you have your saxophone, like,
yeah.
okay, great. We can.
Let's
we got
jam.
this. Let's jam out.
Okay.
Well, that's what I think. I think the intro should have everyone's voice in some capacity. And if it sounds bad, like maybe if you can't sing, Joe, I can auto tune that.
That's
Perfect.
true.
I'm going to give you the ingredients, and you do what you want with it, because I have
okay.
that much faith in you.
Wow, thank you.
So it is Brown Bag Monday. We answer your questions. Email. They're in the big bag here. If you're watching on YouTube, you see it. If you're listening, you can't. Get your questions in. What is it, Claire? Do you remember?
Brownbag at WNEP.
So silly. We rely on your questions. Brownbag at WNEP.com. John, we want them to be gossipy, nosy, scientific,
I always forget the rules. What's not allowed,
newsy.
Mindy?
They
No
could be-
bird questions.
They could be anything. Just no questions about birds
Or French-derived words.
or French-derived
Oh,
words.
okay,
And don't
that's
forget,
right.
no
And no
compliments.
compliments.
No compliments, yes.
All right, now, there's a guy here named Shawn, and he's our webmaster. And the first question is actually, usually these are random, and we don't know what we're going to get. But you see this, how I have it sticking out of the bag?
Rigged.
It's rigged. I admit
Definitely.
it's rigged, though.
Yes,
because
he
this
admits
is
it.
one I came across, and it's a good one. Shawn, do you want to answer this, or you want Claire answer it? It's directly at you and how you feel about this. Okay. Okay. Okay, well, he's going to answer it, or Claire's going to answer it? I don't
Now
know.
I'll read it, and Shawn will answer.
All right, here we go. I don't know if we can pick up his voice all the way over there.
So, I hate the term webmaster. It's so aggressive and fast sounding. Could you imagine if other professions used this term? Doctor, health master, teacher, education master, PennDOT, road master, accountant, numbers master, on and on. Jerry says that we need to stop this nonsense.
So that one, it is a bit fascist. Master of all.
Wow.
I do it all.
Huh.
Can you imagine PennDOT now called Roadmaster?
I want to be a newsmaster.
Newsman. It just comes with such heavy, almost like authority.
It amazes me the things that people will think about.
Yeah.
But I just
like-
say he's
Are
the
you-
webmaster.
But it's also a
It is
compliment.
heavy, isn't it?
Now that you think about it and
I
dive
think,
into
but
it.
like, okay, Jedi Master.
Yeah,
Jedi
okay, I
Master.
can
Like, that's
see
like
it.
a prestige, like, highly
Shawn's
respected.
kind of like a
thing.
Jedi Master.
Yeah,
I can
he's a
see
Jedi
it in
Master
certain
of the
realms.
web.
But master? No other profession uses this. What if I went in the backyard? I'm the weather master.
Master gardener.
Ooh, that's an
And what
That's
if you
one.
were if you're a female, are you the web mistress or like
Yeah,
what's
it's-
the?
And that sounds bad.
That sounds really bad. Don't look up that on the web.
No.
Shawn has a no.
I might as well have written that letter myself. Joe's the only person that calls me a webmaster. I hate webmaster.
Yeah.
I haven't been a webmaster in
So,
12 years.
So what are you then?
yeah. What?
I'm the digital director.
Oh.
So maybe webmaster is outdated.
It's outdated.
Joe's the only person that calls me a webmaster. I'm not even a webmaster, and I also hate the term webmaster.
So this
Because
person-
it doesn't
Yeah, it's
make any sense.
it doesn't make any sense, and that wasn't directed towards perhaps you. It was directed at many companies have this person called the webmaster.
I may have, and I doubt they do. I doubt.
Oh, really?
No, I doubt anyone really refers.
It's not PC anymore.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
PC because master it's abrupt.
Unless you're talking about a spider. That would be a webmaster.
Oh, Mindy.
That wasn't
Oh.
funny. Thank you, Claire.
Oh.
Claire's laughing.
That's
Can we just stop the,
podcast is
now?
over.
We're
The
done.
podcast is
we'll,
over.
We'll see you in
Mindy
2
and I are going
weeks.
to take over, okay?
Webmaster, and now
I'll be back in 2 weeks.
Oh my God!
Sorry.
no.
Can we pick another
Yeah,
question
pick a
now?
question. Now the other questions are not prop;
All
they're
right,
real.
I'm picking something. We got to move on quick.
I'm sorry.
Bring us back. Come on, bring us back.
All right.
Here we go.
Hey Joe, I was making some General Tso's chicken for dinner last night and got me thinking, where does this name come from? Like, was he a military leader, or does the sauce include general ingredients used in Asian cooking?
General Tso. So
It's interesting who this question comes from.
Is there?
Who's it from? Who's it from?
So is there?
Claire Alfrey,
Wait a minute.
Music, Pennsylvania.
Listen, there are no limitations who can stuff the bag, right? There's no
This was not a rigged one for me picking out. I did just dig in and grab it.
We never said
So
that.
we can ask questions?
Yes, we can
Mindy, when we
contribute.
used to do Brown Bag Live on TV, we said that there's no rules.
Oh, yeah, but I didn't know that I could ask questions.
There's no
I'm gonna
rules.
start
Anyone
asking.
can.
I'm
But
going to
that's
start
a good one.
asking.
Exactly, right? This is
Yeah.
what we were talking about
So
between the
Claire-
cut-ins today.
Yeah, so Claire and I had this discussion, and I said we got to put that in the bag. She thought. Tell them what you thought.
Well, I thought that the name derived from just some general ingredients that are used to make the sauce, and I
Like
make
a bunch
the
of
sauce.
general ingredients, so it's General
So's
chicken.
But the thing is, it's capitalized, so it seems to be
Yeah.
a name.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So I go, Claire, look it up, and then I'll hear 5 minutes later. Oh my God, you're right. So what was it? What'd you
It
find?
was actually named after a military leader during a certain dynasty that I can't remember right now.
Right.
The Hunan Dynasty.
I don't know.
And he was a big
Maybe.
chicken lover. Did you dive into it?
Well, I mean, he just was like, they just wanted to honor him. I guess that this was just one of his favorite things to eat.
It's really good.
It is really good.
Yeah.
It's
Do
very
you have
addicting.
high blood pressure, I wonder, with all that sodium?
MSG.
Well, I will
think
say,
it's worth it.
yesterday was the second day of school for my kids, and that was what they had at lunch
You
in the
guys had
cafeteria.
Chinese yesterday. In the cafeteria.
In the cafeteria, they had General Tso's, and the kids loved it.
That's awesome.
good.
I want to go to their school.
We never had that in school.
No.
And if we did, I don't think I would have eaten
We
it.
had like
My
something
version
gross.
was great. I loved my version of school food of General Tso's. It was an exciting day.
We can branch out on that topic. I used to love cafeteria. My buddies and I had a theory. It's the only place you can eat for $1. That's how much it was in the 80s. And French bread pizza and homemade lunch lady French fries, hamburgers. It was great. I
Ours
loved
was
it.
not homemade-ish at all. Ours was just like probably frozen and thrown in the.
Mindy, what happened in Iowa?
I don't
need to
know.
What happened?
Square dancing.
in
That's
that
what
state?
happened.
What happened in that state?
I'm not sure.
We didn't have a choice at my school. We had to buy at the cafeteria. You couldn't bring your own lunch.
Why not?
No. I went to Catholic school. It was the rule. You bought the lunch. You couldn't bring.
So describe the food.
I didn't mind it.
Right.
As a kid, it's just all I knew. The only thing is, at Catholic school, every single Friday, we had toasted cheese sandwiches and tomato soup, which that's what they called it there.
Yeah, we
toasted
did
cheese.
a lot of that too. Yeah.
And I can't eat tomato soup now because
Really?
every Friday, because we couldn't have meat.
Yeah.
Even though it's only during Lent, but all year long,
Yeah.
Yeah.
tomato soup.
Sounds like a budget cut to me.
I have a funny confession. It does sound like a budget. So we used to do this once in a while. A guy you guys know, but I'm not going to throw him under the bus here. We would sit at the cafeteria table, and we would put everything people didn't eat on his tray. Everything, the slop, the leftovers, the beans,
The brown gravy.
the brown gravy on his tray. And then he would walk up, like what do you do with the tray when you're done eating? You casually walk up,
And just dump it.
and you dump it in the garbage, you put the tray down. So he would fake fall
No.
once in a while.
Oh, I know who this is. Oh.
With all the
So
food.
with all this stuff would go flying and he would
my
overdo
God.
it too.
Oh.
So then the beauty is this is a planned bit. Everybody laughs. We're all laughing our rear end off, and he can't get in trouble because the teachers come running to him. Are you okay? Oh my
Because he
goodness!
fell.
Because he's on the ground twitching. You want to go down to the nurse? Did you hurt anything?
Wow.
It's the perfect bit.
I hope
to
there are
beat the
no
system.
I
young
was
people
gonna say,
listening to this.
Fortunately, school kids aren't listening to this podcast.
So we used to all chip in money to have him do that. It would
Oh
be
my
like
gosh.
$4 or $5 a guy, and he would do it for $20.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah, it
He
was
probably
great.
would have done it for free.
I want to go to that school, man.
We had a blast. You wonder why I'm nuts.
Now we know.
These are the way and conditions that I grew up in. Everybody was like this.
The lunchroom bit.
All I'm going to say is you know this person.
We know who it is.
We know
All
who
right.
it is.
Yes.
Next question. Who's picking?
Do you want to pick? You, John,
Mindy,
went?
go.
Me go? Yeah, but I thought I was banned now after my spider comment.
Well, Mindy,
No,
why don't you
we're
admit,
back.
why don't you admit to everybody that you don't even want to be here now? You wanted to go home.
I wanted to go home, but oh no, Joe said you
I
have
didn't
to
say
be
you
here.
have to do that.
You said
We're
your
forced
feelings
to
would
do
be
this.
hurt.
No, I gave
have
a nice
it in
gentle
writing.
email.
The
I have
Gen
it
Z
in
term
writing.
is gaslit.
Yes.
Gaslighted.
You're gaslit.
Exactly.
You're gaslit. Whatever.
All right.
Mindy, you can leave after this question.
This is a compliment. Can I say it? All right. First, I want to say I love your morning show. You guys are awesome. Sorry, you're not supposed to say that. All right. My question for you is, do you have to use vacation time for your Go Joe ride, or does WNEP consider that a part of your job? Keep up the good work. Don't ever change.
Ooh,
That's
I
a
love
good
it.
question.
That's a great
Dave.
question. So, I mean, keep in mind, a normal shift is 8 hours. During Gojo, if you count the pedaling, I mean, we're up at 5 a.m.
You're
live
working
news.
12,
So I'm still
15
doing my
hours.
job. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing morning news, then I'm doing noon news, biking in between, then doing evening news. So those days are 14, 16 hours long. But I don't use a vacation time for it. I don't know if that makes me seem I'm getting paid to do the bike ride and all those
No,
newscasts.
I don't think.
But no, I do not use vacation time. But it is a lot of work involvement. You know, we're in every broadcast, noon, evening. So
Yeah, because you're not only riding a bike, you're making television. I mean,
making television.
It's a TV
yeah, I'm
event,
a
and
company
that's-
employee, and I'm
Yeah.
in the company vehicles, and
also, like,
company
there's
hotel.
so many people you get to meet along the way, and
Yeah.
that's all a lot of part of the job too. You know, you have to be nice to everybody first of all. So
Yeah.
Do you think I normally would be or not?
I think you normally would be. Yes.
Good question. No, I
Yeah,
like
it was. Claire, you're up.
Okay.
Claire, do you know who the person was that did the
Wait.
fall?
Yeah, you already did one.
No, I don't. But I'm just smiling and laughing along because I don't want to reveal. But I'll ask you guys after we're done
Okay.
recording. It'll stay off the record.
You know this person.
Yeah, you do.
I figured today.
He's Irish.
Okay.
Oh, really? This makes perfect sense now.
Joe just gave it away.
Okay. Well, as long as that counts as anonymous. This is about you.
Uh-oh. Who's it from? This is
I'm
Michael
Michael.
Kachura.
Kachura says, "What would Joe be like if he stayed at teaching and never went to WNEP 16 as a weatherman?"
One interesting thing is most teachers retire after 30 years-ish.
Yeah.
With a nice
True.
pension.
Yeah.
So I started teaching when I was 22, which means I would have been retired now for
Wow.
probably.
Oh my gosh.
Don't think about that part.
Oh my gosh. That's really
Wow.
kind of depressing.
Yeah. I would have
Oh.
been retired with a nice pension by now,
Yeah.
probably making
You could
80% of my highest salaried year.
Oh my gosh, you could just like you could just bike
Yeah.
ride all day, sit on the beach,
I know,
walk
jet.
jet.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to get up at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be nice?
But my 401k wouldn't be as fat.
That's
so
true.
everything's a trade-off.
It is
I
a
guess.
trade-off, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to be better. But it's funny, when I first started teaching, I was in my early 20s. There was a guy there who was like late 50s, 60-ish, and we're all like, why is he still here? Because you just think of teachers all retiring. When you're a kid, you don't realize that. Well, Claire, do you? If you see someone who's like 55, 60, is that we're like old? When you're 22, someone 55, 60
That's old. Yeah.
is old.
Yeah.
So now that I'm at that age, I'm like, it's too young to retire. But most teachers retire before they hit 60 because they can.
Yeah. Well, also too, I mean, I think education is like a different kind of exhausting thing, especially coming off of my whole like back to school like special. I don't blame these people for retiring whenever they can as soon as possible. I
Right.
really don't.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and people, I know, they're like, oh, you get your summers off, like that whole comment, you get all the holidays off. But
Right.
a lot of that time, I don't blame them. Like, you just are constantly involved in school. It's kind of nice to
But
be
isn't
like,
that every job?
yeah, true.
Every job has
but I
its
mean,
weight.
it's all about finding peace of mind, Joe.
I gave you that advice in a podcast 2 podcasts
Is
ago.
it full circle effect?
I said the
Yeah.
definition of success is peace of mind.
Yeah.
Not
So if
money,
that
not-
means
yeah.
that you're retiring at 55 to achieve that peace of mind, you got to do it. But I mean, you're over here at I don't know how old, and you're still.
I'm 57 and I have peace of mind working every day, so I love it. I'm going to keep going.
Here's a
No
question
return.
about your teaching. So before you came to TV, was your teaching style very similar to the way you do the forecast?
Yeah, I'd say exactly.
I would think so.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people, when they stop me out and about and talk about being on the morning show, and they'll say, boy, Joe really does the weather like a teacher.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you do.
But the reason I wanted
you
to
find
become-
ways to make it that people are learning about the weather and not just, here's what's going to happen.
Yeah, thanks. Because the reason I wanted to become a teacher in part and do science is because I want to know how things work, how they behave, and why they get to where they're at. So to me, there's no other way to do it. But it's also, to me, if you, John, you're watching Penn State.
Yes.
All right. So you missed the game. Sorry. All you're going to get at 11 o'clock on the news is the score. Penn State blank, Ohio State blank. Would that be enough for you?
No.
You'd want to know how they won.
Yeah, I want to know
why they won.
I want to know
Was there
the
a
how
fumble?
and why. Yeah.
Was there a fumble in the last 3 minutes? Was there a lot of passing yardages in the game? So when people deliver the weather and they don't tell you why things are happening, I'm at home going, "Oh my God, what?
Where's the water vapor loop?
Where's the why? Don't you? I want everyone to know why it's going to rain all weekend or why it's going to be sunny. Not that. I think it's common sense and human nature.
But
I don't know why a lot of forecasters don't do it. I don't understand. To me, it's got to be a part of it. That's everything. If I came here with a broken leg, you wouldn't say, Joe's got a broken leg. What would you say?
How'd you do it?
How'd you do that? You got to know the whys of everything. So to me, that's just an obvious transition into meteorology. Why things are happening. So that's a teacher thing, and that's my life.
All right, your pick.
I'm up. All right. I want that one that fell at your feet.
Oh, okay.
Mindy's gonna.
I have to go down and get it?
There it is.
I don't know if it's a very good one. It's pretty small.
So she picked two before one fell down. She ignored it. Here we go.
What is it?
You read
Those
this
just
one
listening,
because,
Joe just gave Mindy quite a look.
because this is really for you.
Are you sure?
This is for you. No, it's. Thank you. Whoever that person is, thank you. Here we go.
You wrote this.
I did not write that.
Yes, you did.
That's not my way. I don't think I did. Let me.
Why do so many people care about the supermoon when it looks basically the same as any full moon?
Thank you, sir.
And that is
whoever.
not true.
It is.
When
true.
I get into the car in the
God.
morning and there's a supermoon, I'm like, whoa, get my sunglasses. It's like so bright. It's amazing looking. And I can tell the
Mindy,
difference.
It's only 4 or 5% bigger.
But you can tell.
notice.
You can tell.
You're
I notice
telling
it.
you someone told you to tell, and then
No.
you notice it.
No,
Claire,
no.
there's tension here, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. I feel like I'm at a tennis match
They have a
right now.
thought
conflict
about
over
this.
supermoons.
I
Yeah.
thought about this the other day. Here's what I'm going to start doing.
Okay.
Did you know in the winter, in January, the sun is 5% bigger in the sky because we're closer to it?
Oh, I never noticed.
I'm waiting for some astrologer, I did say astrologer because that's who made up the supermoon garbage, to take advantage of that and convince the public. Today, it's super sun on this January, I think, 6th.
But it's
this
not
year.
going to feel warmer, though, probably.
It's not going to, it has a small percentage more, but it's actually bigger than it is in the summer when we're farther from the sun. I'm surprised someone hasn't pulled out that super sun thing.
What about the blue moon? You don't like the blue moon either?
Blue moon is a scam. No, it's a scam too. Because the moon is full every 29 and a half days.
Let me have my supermoon.
Oh.
That's my parting thing.
that-
I used
Yeah,
the
what's
my
happening?
turn.
Yeah, John, what do you
Let's
say
just
now?
end with the pizza
Claire, we
analogy.
better move on.
Yeah,
I know it. I've seen the
Pizza
pizza analogy, and the bigger pizza looks better.
If someone advertised a super pizza at the store and you'd be like, what? This is only just a little bit bigger than the regular
It looks
one."
bigger.
Wouldn't you be upset?
No.
All right, forgot. We're not going to fight
All right,
anymore.
if Joe is off, why don't the fill-ins ever do the long-range forecast?
Oh, good question.
And there's a second part too, but let's deal with that first. Why don't the fill-ins do the long-range forecast?
So I think the beauty of WNEP, at least in weather, is every meteorologist gets their 3, 4, 4.5, 5 minutes, and they get to
6
fill,
or 7, depending on who it is.
They get to
Sometimes 8.
fill it with what they deem necessary. So that's kind of, I created those things for a bit as my thing.
Yeah, I think that's probably a pretty good answer. That's your thing.
It's almost like, I don't know, when John is not here or Mindy, do you guys do the pictures on the wall still?
If we're both not here, no. I don't think Andy
That's what I mean.
Columbo's
So
gonna
there's
look
an
at
example.
pictures.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's a good example.
Yeah.
They do the what did you do over the weekend, share the pictures. And just like Claire is doing different things than Elizabeth Worthington did, right? So we all
Yeah,
do
we all
our
have our own
Everyone does it.
flavor.
Yeah.
So certain things people can fill in on doing the weather.
We all
but-
have to do the 7-day,
Yeah.
but we don't all have to do those little extras. That's a good question, though.
And then they go on, speaking of the long ranger or the long range forecast, can Joe go back to dropping the crystal ball?
Oh,
One day it's going to
What?
break, and I want to see that.
oh yes.
And
We
it is
keep-
funny because the crystal ball has to come back at some point.
You want me to bring it back?
I feel like we could do both. The long
Lone Ranger
ranger
or the
could
crystal
drop the
ball
crystal
just
ball.
has to drop at some point because that thing has to break.
Or we
Yeah.
have a special segment where we just hammer the damn thing
Just-
and beat it up.
But that wouldn't be the same as having it drop and then just surprisingly
Were
break.
you really concerned about that always? Or is that
Oh
a joke?
yes, it bothered me every single time. Well, and
Yet,
it's got little
I
pock
think
marks
she misses
in
it.
But yet I do miss it.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
All
I
right,
don't
we
know.
can bring it back.
You got
perhaps.
4 other days of the week to choose from. It could be a weekly thing as well.
The crystal ball.
Yeah.
Doesn't
bring
have
it
to
back
be
and
long
drop
range.
it.
It could just be something.
I think people like your cringe, Mindy.
Yeah, I do
They like to
cringe
see,
every
like,
time. It's cringeworthy. For sure.
All right, who is next?
I don't know. Is it me?
Oh, Mindy,
I don't know.
you're
I'm
up.
confused.
We're going in a circle.
Are we going in a circle?
Yeah, we're 30 minutes in, 20. So we'll keep moving along here. Unless, Mindy, you want to talk about your feelings, because you really don't want to be here.
I do want to talk about my feelings.
Yeah, you want to be
I just had a daughter go to college.
Right.
Oh, boy.
And I feel the empty nest thing going on, and it's really hard, and I miss her, and I go into her room and I sniff her
Joe,
pillow.
what have you done?
Does she answer your phone calls though, Mindy?
I have tried not to call her too much because I don't want to be one of those moms. But I am, I do talk to her.
But now that your daughter Macy's home, and today was the day she left for school.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And you were going to be there to wipe her nose or what?
I was
going to
be there. I was going to be there to take pictures and give her a hug, but oh no, Joe asked me to do a podcast.
I said it's not mandatory.
But we're gonna make you feel guilty. if
Are you
say
laughing
no.
over the question?
I'm laughing over the question.
All right, I can
Oh,
guarantee you,
good.
by the way, your daughter didn't want you home. She's in 10th grade.
Yeah, she actually, you want to know what she said?
Stay away. Stay
She
away.
said, Mom, I'm going to be a sophomore. You don't need to be here. Go to work and make bank.
Oh!
So with that, I
Get that, Brad,
decided,
Mindy.
I know, I'm like, okay, I know
Perfect.
where I'm not wanted. Should I read this one or not? What do you think?
John is the authority. He's the one that can determine
Yeah.
if it's
Yeah,
politi-
it's
Go
okay
for
to
it.
read
I
it?
think that's fine.
Am I going to create
No.
consternation?
Yeah,
Yes,
just
we
ask
hope.
it. If he
Joe.
feels uncomfortable, he can hit the bell.
That's true. There's always the
I'm
bell.
never uncomfortable
All right.
with questions.
Joe, do you ever clash with Kurt Aaron?
Oh, that's the one you were thinking. Should we read this?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
If you're
I was gonna be like,
listening, the
wow.
look on all of our faces is like, whoa.
Whoa.
Clash because we all work separate shifts. And
Yeah,
we're
you never see
all-
'em.
Computer models are updated every 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, so we can always use that as an excuse if the previous forecast is different from what we're thinking is going to happen. But I could see the only time that would happen is perhaps during winter storms, where he may be saying on the 6 o'clock news, I'm thinking there's going to be 8 to 12 inches. And even though I saw that same data, I'm not thinking that. But then during my shift, I may tone it down a little bit or even bring it up. But there's never a clash because we're never together. And I think if each shift, the viewers assume that we're going on the very latest data, and that's what we do. So if there is a clash, it could never happen because we're never together. Does that
The
make sense?
second part of that question
The clash
is,
can never happen.
if you were in the wrestling ring with
Whoa,
Kurt
is
Aaron,
this good?
who would win?
All right, I can honestly say
I don't see
That's
that part.
not- Claire,
I'm
that's like
making
your
that
dad question, right?
Would you wear a
just
toga?
think-
Would you do WWE?
You guys might be surprised to find out that I've never been in a fight in my life.
Really?
Never punched another human being,
Wow.
so I don't even
Not
know.
surprised. The most
You're
guys
a piece-
have it.
Yeah,
You're a
I don't
peace
even know
lover.
what fighting is, to be honest. So I don't know how I would do in any fight.
But weren't you on the wrestling team in high school? I
was
saw that
not-
picture.
That was fabricated too.
Okay.
I remember pulling my older brother's hair.
Okay.
And I think I got in big trouble for this because he was bigger and stronger than me. And I remember being like 4, 5, 6 years old. And there's one thing you can do to repel an older brother. It's like snake venom. And I would spit on him. And that would get him away from me.
Oh.
Oh, that's a good
terrible.
idea.
I'm not encouraging this. But if you have someone big on you and you just go, they're going to run, man. And that got me out of a few brotherly quarrels. That's it, though. But I've never gotten in a fight in my life. I'm a peaceful guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Or a coward, one of the two.
One of the two. Or both.
If you spit, you're a coward.
Okay. All right. I'm going to use that, though, if I need to.
Yeah. Because everyone hates spit. It's like snake venom.
Huh.
Snake venom.
They
Yeah.
run.
Okay. Next question.
Now, Claire, I'm looking at this name here, Dave Cummings. Do you know him? This is from June 19th. This is an old one. Subject, brown bag. Uh-oh. Why are you hesitating? Why the hesitation?
Because that sounds like a name that I should know. Right?
This
Like,
is for John, I think, because
Yeah, what is it like at the Straw Brewery in St. Mary's, PA? Have you ever been there? Is it true that there is an internal tap outside of their building?
Great question.
Great question. This
First
is
of
one of
all,
my favorite
the straw
topics.
beer?
Straw beer.
Does that still exist?
Yes.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us
So
about
it's a
it.
family. So we all know about Yingling.
Yes.
The family-run brewery. So the Straub family is one of the oldest family-owned breweries in the country.
Really?
Not the oldest, like Yingling.
Right.
But they go back to the late 1800s. Still family-owned in my hometown. A beer brand that's really popular throughout Western Pennsylvania.
Is that right?
In Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh, yeah.
you drive around Pittsburgh, there's billboards all over. Straub, yeah. So, yeah, it's a family beer in my hometown. The brewery is like the center of the town, involved in every occasion in the town, is Straub beer. And they do have this thing called the Eternal Tap. And so you can just walk into the brewery at certain times during the day. Now, it used to be a lot bigger window, but you walk in and you help yourself to some beer.
Wow.
And they have on tap right in the middle of the brewery. So there's stuff going on all around you, and you help yourself with a glass, fill the draft, clean your glasses when you're done.
Is
They have a
that
special
right?
glass cleaner and stuff
Isn't
like
that the
That's
coolest thing ever?
2 beer limit that you can help yourself per day. So there are regulars that show up every day for
Every
their 2 free
day.
beers. But then they also have next to it a big map of the country where you can put the little dot where you're from. And it's amazing to see how many people have been there from all over the country visiting the brewery.
Well, that was my next question. So does the straw brewery sell and distribute everywhere? Like, could I be in Texas and get a straw beer?
You can't. No,
Very
you can
localized?
get it everywhere in Pennsylvania now. So you go
Okay.
to a distributor around here, you can
I
get
bought
it.
some here for
You did?
my daughter's graduation party. Yeah.
So yeah, you can get it all around here. Ohio, maybe West Virginia. I think I don't know how big their footprint is, but they haven't expanded. Like Yingling probably was mostly just a Pennsylvania brewery before they made their big launch. But yeah, so but they did make the decision at one point to take the big step to go from just their basic beer. Now they do all kind of craft beers and things like that. And I know friends of mine are part of the family. They're great people. It's now in whatever generation. That's a younger generation that's now running it.
Is that right? Still family?
Yeah.
And it's the one and only. There's only one straw brewery right there.
That's it. Yep.
And how far was your home from this place? Could you walk there?
Oh, I could. Yeah, easily could have walked.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
this is your life here,
It's-
buddy.
Yeah. They're
Straw
involved
Brewery.
in everything in the town.
Get out of here.
I used to joke that in our houses, our faucet was hot, cold straw. And you could turn it, and then if you did the one, the beer would just come out of the faucet. So, yeah.
Because it's everywhere there, is it considered like a passé beer? Like this cheap local
Well,
stuff?
it's always,
or-
it's funny, the
I
people
thought
there
in the 80s when I had this, it was like a cheaper beer, correct?
Well, yeah, it's an affordable beer, but a lot of people really love the taste.
Right.
But I always would laugh at the people in St. Mary's that wouldn't drink it.
Because what? They're too cool?
Yeah. Oh, well, we're not going to have Straub. That's just a St. Mary's thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, I was at John's house one time, and he's talked about this, and I always wanted to try it, and he had some there, and so I got to try it, and it was really good. I was very impressed.
Why are you at his house drinking beer?
I don't know.
And why wasn't I there?
I guess you weren't invited. I don't know.
It's okay, Joe.
She came to a first communion party? Did
You
you want to
wouldn't-
be
you
invited
don't
to
wanna
that?
be
Thanks for
invited
not
to
inviting
that.
me. Thanks for not inviting me,
Exactly.
buddy. I love it.
But I was so impressed because I didn't know what to expect with this like brewery in
Right.
Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I
And
haven't
thought
had
it was
it.
That's
really good.
interesting. That was a question about.
Yeah. It was all the way
about
at the
my hometown.
bottom, so I'm glad I dug for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to dig for this one, too.
Okay.
What's with this? Why is there a little baggie in here? And why have you been ignoring this?
I didn't feel
There's a
that.
baggie.
I'd be afraid of what else is at the bottom of this.
Yeah, be careful.
There's going to be a chicken in there.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're done. That
Summer the
era's
chicken,
over.
summer the chicken, summer the chicken. Nice and short and sweet. Do you favor synthetic fibers or natural ones like cotton? So,
For clothes, yeah.
yeah, well, for me, if I'm going to be just hanging out at home, watching TV, doing work, a nice cotton. But most of my clothes now synthetic because you don't have to iron them.
Oh, sure.
Cotton, you come out of the washer, it's all wrinkled. I don't have time to iron, Claire.
Are
Are you a synthetic fiber girl?
Here's the thing, guys. I don't really care what it's made of. I just care that it looks cute and that it's comfortable. That's what I care about.
All right, but
But
do you know what I mean with the cotton fibers? When they come out of the washing machine and dryer, they're like little balls of walnuts. They're all wrinkled.
yeah, it does take some effort to get the wrinkles out.
That doesn't bother you.
No, not really. I mean, if I really want to wear it, then I'll take care of it before I got to wear it.
All right.
I
All
just
my
care about
cycling
looking
stuff-
fashionable.
All
That's
the
really what I
cycling
care about.
stuff is definitely all synthetic. because it doesn't retain water. It wicks.
You need the
everything away.
wicking, yeah.
So I'm
I
going
have to
synthetic.
say that I haven't paid much attention, really.
I
kind of feel bad.
about looking cute.
They wanna
Not
look
only
cute, not what the fibers
It's
are.
just what it looks like and
not
how it
only
feels.
look cute, but also I love soft stuff too. So if it's really soft, actually, a friend of mine made me something out of baby alpaca fur, a little like neck thing.
So that's natural. You
And
like
so
that?
it's
I-
natural, so soft.
I think you're favoring the natural fibers.
Well, but no, I don't even think about it. Maybe I should be favoring natural. Maybe synthetic fibers are not good. I don't know.
I bet
You
you
have one on now.
most of what I
It's
wear
true.
is probably cotton because the dress shirts are cotton, and then
No, why? But do you choose that or?
No, because I think most of them are.
I think
There
that's
are
a
some
blend.
synthetics, but
I think you gotta blend
You
it.
think this is a blend because it takes a lot of ironing.
I mean, do you want to check it? Or?
Well, we'll check later.
I don't like the synthetic dress shirts as much that are the shiny sheen kind of look. I don't like that.
Too shiny?
Too shiny, yeah.
Too Danny? Too John Travolta?
Too Metro.
Yeah, that's just not my look. And then I prefer at home just a cotton T-shirt.
Yeah.
Or a
cotton.
flannel.
Because contrary to popular belief, I don't just sit at home and watch TV in a shirt and tie, as some viewers
really?
He
think.
has that look, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He has that
I wear
look.
shorts and T-shirts
I don't believe
almost all the time.
Exciting.
Do you ever walk around the house in the underwear and watch TV? You don't want to admit that. He's too. He's
Here's
looking
the
around.
It's happened.
Yeah, there's the bell. There's the bell. You can ring it if you want.
Couple more rounds. Did we all go through? I think we need one more
think
round,
so.
and we're done here. Or
Yeah.
no?
Is it your turn?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Might be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
Mindy
Oh,
has to
now
go
we're
home
both
and
turn.
bother her daughter.
No, she's at school.
Now, why don't you go to school and have a talk with her there and say,
Oh, I
"Honey, want you
should.
to have
Is
a
this
nice
bad?
day."
This is small, and I just had to pull it away so I could read it.
Yeah, that is
Maybe it
bad.
needs reading glasses. Are you an Apple or Droid user, and how current is your phone?
Oh, that's funny. Joe should answer that one. 'cause-
What is funny about this now is you do see what kind of phone you have and how old it is tells a lot about you.
Yes.
Here's what I don't get about the phone thing. Young people need the very latest, newest phone. And by young, I'm not sure what I mean. I had an 8 Plus, and my whole family laughed at me for years. They begged me to get a new one. It started acting funky. They got me a new one for my birthday. I can't tell the difference. All this, you need it doesn't matter.
Well,
Oh,
but
the
certain
camera's so much better.
apps-
I can't tell.
Certain apps work better too.
But-
Certain apps don't work at all on the old phone.
I'm an Apple guy, and I do have now, I think, an 11. I went from an 8 Plus to an 11.
You
What do we
only
have?
got an 11?
I
I
think-
think
maybe-
that's
gonna-
what mine is an 11.
11.
They're going to put out the 15 soon.
Maybe it's a 12. I don't know.
But
I
for
don't
you,
care.
Joe, you got rid of the home
And I'm
button
a-
then. Do you miss the home button?
That's one thing that I at first it was horrible. No home button, and then I got used to the swipe. So I'm moving on. And I'm a techie guy. I'm not like anti-tech. I love my cell phone.
But I do feel like sometimes they're just like forcing us to buy the newest
forcing
thing.
us for
And-
minor little increments.
And
of
we're
change.
putting old things in landfills, and that's not good.
What do you have then?
I have a 14, but that's only because I think something happened to my previous one. But I usually wait a long time before I get a new phone.
So Apple.
Apple.
Apple. Yeah.
And Claire, are you one that has to have the newest?
No.
No.
Really?
This is the thing.
You
The
don't
thing
have
is-
to. You don't have to be like us. It's
no,
okay.
no. The thing is though that I've seen so many like studies done where like the people have these conspiracy theories that Apple is currently like designing phones for them to basically self-implode after 2 years, and on top of that, creating software that doesn't function.
Or
on, let's say,
batteries-
like an
batteries
eight.
that
The
don't
batteries
last.
as
They
well.
definitely
There's-
did that.
They
Yeah.
definitely
'Cause that
did
was
that.
a thing
intentional.
before.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, I'll be honest, like my mom and dad, they got me a new phone for my birthday, and I was excited, but really, I missed my old phone, and I was more than happy to continue with that phone, but I knew that it was eventually going to self-explode. So I did the upgrade and thanked them for the present. But yeah, no, I definitely feel like there's a weird pressure to constantly have the newest phone, and yet there's two things changed, and I don't know. It's just so complicated. But also, I don't know.
It just seems wasteful to me.
It
But
does. And one thing a lot of people overlook, when you do get a new phone, remember not too long ago, before cell phones, that was only 2008, 9 when they started really coming out, people had video recorders for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Your old phone, you can still use for so many things.
Yeah.
Don't just put it in a drawer.
Oh yeah, because it can.
They
still-
have apps that you can get your phone and it becomes a webcam at home. You leave it on all the time.
I didn't know
there's-
that.
There's applications for that where you can just do time lapses with it. So don't just think your old phone, put it in a drawer and let it linger there.
Yeah.
Use it. There's a lot of good uses for it.
Oh yeah. I will say, One thing that I have recently noticed, because I volunteer a lot helping people that are elderly, I think the whole getting a new phone and transferring the data, I'm not sure if you guys know about how like stores are now taking advantage of elderly
Why, they'll charge
people.
you to do that?
Yes. They are literally taking advantage of people who aren't necessarily as familiar with new technology. And
When
like,
it's so easy to do.
it's so easy to do, right? Like if you get a new phone, Mindy, like
Yeah.
I'm sure it took you 10 minutes.
Give
to
Mindy
transfer.
the talk. She's elderly. She's about
She's
50.
not elderly.
She's over
Come on
50.
now.
Give her the
Mindy.
talk.
Hey.
I
She's
did get
over-
a phone call the other day that there was a senior thing going on.
Oh,
boy.
no. But like, let's say, like, how long did it take for you to transfer your stuff to your new phone?
Her daughters did it.
No. I
you
did
actually
it.
did it? Wow,
yeah,
okay.
it probably. I mean, I have a lot of stuff on my phone, so yeah. But I mean, like 10 minutes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, unfortunately, like I have this wonderful family in Pittston that I call like my adopted grandparents, and I go over there for like Sunday dinners. They're telling me they have to like pay $50 now at Best Buy just to do that 10-minute process.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and then like also those people like unfortunately like people want flip phones. Now they
See
have the
the-
Android flip thing, but
See
Yeah.
the things you can learn here on the
Yes.
podcast.
I think
Learning
it's
a
a
lot.
serious issue that people are taking advantage
Good
of
point.
these poor people trying to get new phones, trying to become tech savvy, and then
All right.
Bam.
Who's picking the last question? I think
You.
Do-
I don't
know. Yeah,
I think
you.
we're around
We've
to
come
you.
full circle. This
Yeah.
is the last one.
Last one.
I feel uncomfortable. The pressure's on me.
No
Pressure is on.
This is a wadded up one from the bottom. Smells old.
Does it smell moldy?
paper.
Smells like old paper. All right, here we go. Where does Jet stay when you and your family are on vacation?
Ooh, that's a good
Shirley
question.
wants to know. So luckily I have a mother-in-law who lives 1 mile down the road. And she loves Jet and she takes him in. So I have a mother-in-law. I tell you what, that's one of the problems with having a pet, especially a dog. You feel guilty going anywhere.
Right, that's true.
I have to be honest. That's one of the main reasons
the
we've
main-
held
yeah.
off. Is that challenge?
I
But
have
now, John, you say that, and I don't mean to be difficult.
Battle,
but
battle.
I do know you have all these wonderful neighbors
Yeah, you
in
have
your
neighbors, you have
neighborhood
relatives,
that
We do.
they would totally take the dog for you. I'm just saying, I know your neighbors; they're awesome.
Mindy really wants us to get a dog.
I do. I think it would be lovely.
It's one of those things, John. Once you do it, you'll be like, I can't believe I didn't do
I know.
this.
It is,
I know.
yeah.
Just do it.
It is.
Do you give into peer pressure?
Go out in the newsroom, get Rennie, bring her in here,
And maybe
and
she'll have something to say.
Let's push her into it.
Yeah.
We dog
Forgiveness,
sat,
not permission.
we dog
Forgiveness.
sat for 10 days earlier this summer. Neighbor's dog, perfect dog, Lucy, the golden retriever. And Rennie said going into it to the kids, here's a good way for you to show. Kids keep saying, oh, we'll help. And that week, I was here at work early in the morning, other stuff going on during the day. Rennie did everything, pretty much. She was the one picking things up in the backyard, going out first thing in the morning, all that kind of stuff. And at the end of the week, she said, that was great. I love Newsy. We're not going to dog right now. So
Because she knows who will do all the
Well,
work.
that's one
yeah.
thing. If you really think when you say to your kids, we'll get one if you participate. That's
They won't.
that is never
not
going
gonna
to
do it.
happen.
Yeah.
In the
they had that 1 week as a trial.
they
Right.
failed.
No, that
Nothing.
go into a dog knowing they will never help. That's just the way it's set up. Kids will not help ever.
But we'll end up with a dog at some point. I know
Yeah,
we will, 'cause
baby!
we're all dog people. We all love dogs. Rennie does. I do. I'm sure we will.
It's just like kids. You can't imagine your life without them once you get them.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But
So
then-
my mother-in-law watches Jet and she loves him.
That's awesome.
Otherwise, he has a little doggy door. He comes and goes as he wants. So
Yeah.
he can stay home for a weekend.
He's
by
the
himself.
rule. He's the ruler of the
We're his
kingdom.
pets.
Yeah.
The house
To
master.
come full circle,
Master
he's
of
that-
the house.
He's the house master.
That
He's the
brought
dog
the podcast
master.
full circle. Good job, Claire.
Yeah.
Guys.
Get your questions in for the next one at brownbag@WNEP.com. And Claire's going to sing us out with her song that she's working on for the new segment. Here we go.
Oh, you gotta do the
Who, what, when, where, why?
Mr. Curiosity.
Curiosity. What are you so curious about? Everything, Mr. Curiosity.